some leeks. We have carrots, and we have radishes, and we have a little bit of celery right here.
Okay.
And this is the chicken I'm going to use. Chicken right here, chicken breast. I prefer the darker cuts of meat, but this happened to be the meat that I had taken out, so it was the one that was unthawed.
Are you going to be using noodles? And what kind of noodles will you use?
Mine is just going to be all chicken vegetable soup. I'm keeping it real. Yeah.
Keeping it simple.
Yeah. If I need to add some more cabbage, I'll add a little bit more cabbage just to give it some more.
I like that. I like that you're making it your own. This is the cabbage chicken soup.
Yeah. Cabbage, chicken, a lot of hearty vegetables. So on Friday night and Saturday night, I work outside and it'll be cold. So I figure this will be my dinner on those 2 nights.
Well, you better bring extra because your coworker's gonna want some.
Yeah. Yeah, that right there. Hopefully this pot is, it's not the biggest pot, but we'll see.
I don't have a big stock pot either. So I don't know how many quarts this is. Oh, it says here in the bottom. 11 quarts? No, 6 quarts.
Mine just says 9.5 inches. 9.5 in.
Well, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
How much you could get out of this.
Right. I do actually have a bigger pot, but I mean, I just wasn't planning on. This other pot says, let me see. It's the sister pot to this pot, and it's 11. It says 11 inches.
Okay, that's a roasting pan, isn't it? That's for maybe a small rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, have you used it yet?
Yeah, we've used it. It's definitely bigger.
Well, try that. I mean, you can always, use it. You might need the room. Bigger is better, right?
Well, I mean, I'm going to use this one. This is the one I'm going to use right here.
All right. So, I don't know who else is joining us, but I guess it's just going to be me and you for now. So that's okay. Have your water and preheat it so that it comes to a boil. So if you have hot water, pour it into your pan.
What if I don't have hot water? Should I just make it boiling water or?
Yeah, just put your water. So what I'm saying is you're making, while you're prepping your ingredients, you heat up your water, your broth.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hey guys.
Hey, Heidi.
Sorry about that. Something was going on. I couldn't get on.
Well, you're here now. That's all that's important.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, have your water, fill it with hot water or cold water, and just start preheating.
I just added. I don't know how much. I just added water to it. Maybe halfway.
Yeah, do halfway. So I have a measuring cup here, and so my measuring cup is 4 cups. So I just fill in 1, and I'm going to fill in another 1. Because once you fill in the ingredient, it's going to rise. So you don't want to overfill it. You can always add more, but it's a bigger cleanup mess when you got to clean it, when you got to scoop it out or whatnot. So it looks like you already have your ingredients prepped, but I didn't. So, but I washed my ingredients, and I have my this is my daikon radish. Okay. And I saw your not your commercials, your trip to the market, and you decided it's just like stuff. This is the daikon radish. It does look a little bit smaller, but like I told you, it comes in different variety.
This is the other part. I didn't cut all of mine up, but this is the remainder.
Yeah, that's totally the radish. So just roughly cut it into chunks. You don't have to peel it because these vegetables, you're going to be just using it to get the juice or the natural sweetness from the broth, the vegetable. Just roughly chop it. And then, so the idea is that you want it to fit in your pot. So you don't want to make it too fine because then it's be harder to take it out unless you have a colander or whatever. So I have the celery. I'm just going to do half. I'm going to use 2 carrots. Okay. Just like cut it in thirds or so these, and then I'm going to add some cauliflower.
Okay.
I'm going to eat this with it. So all these vegetables right here, I'm going to discard. But this the cauliflower, I'm going to keep because it's not going to be much for cooking. And then I'm also going to add a piece of ginger. So just ginger. So far, these are the veggies that I have. Oh, and the ginger smells good. And then here's my chicken drumsticks. I'm going to throw in about 4 or 5 drumsticks.
Okay.
And should I use leeks? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
That was easy.
You got it. You might as well use it.
All right.
Now, did you already add your chicken in the water?
Not yet. Not yet. Okay. I just did you?
No, but your water was already hot though, right?
No, it wasn't.
Oh. Then I better add mine in.
I haven't added the chicken yet. Just prepping. Right?
Oh, you said you didn't?
I did not.
Okay, gotcha.
Practicing our listening skills today. So, like, funny enough, I am not a proficient meat user. So this is like only my second time using this vegetable. So I'm doing something new along with you, Courtney. So here's my tray. So I'm gonna move the camera over to the pot. All right. So let me know how's my food cam looking. Into my pot.
Okay.
All right.
Stop.
So right now it's heating up.
Let's get you.
Not much is happening yet.
Okay.
But it takes a while for water to boil, especially when you watch it, right?
Right.
So I have my ingredients over here. Are you using onions?
I didn't cut any, but I have them.
I mean, leeks, you can use leeks is fine. I don't want to use onions. But you can if you want to.
I think
you have enough. But use what you want.
Okay.
You're making your own chicken cabbage soup.
That's what's awesome is like you could put in whatever, add to.
Exactly. So again,
I might even add some.
This is my vegetable. All right. So if you're just making a vegetable broth, this is what you need. But if you're making chicken, obviously add your chicken. That's why it's starting to boil. So I'm just going to start adding stuff in. So there's my carrots.
Okay, you ready?
And my daikon. And the cool thing, Courtney and Heidi, is that you can run this again after you get your initial broth, reuse it, but you have another stock in the works after you make this. So after you scoop out all the vegetables, save it, or put it in another pot, and you have the broth and then you have the chicken. Okay, so here's my chicken drumsticks. Just gonna add it to it. And submerge in the water, and we have a lid, cover it up. I normally make this in my pressure cooker. So throw everything in. I season it afterwards just because I want it to be plain. And then I season it with whatever seasoning that's appropriate for the dish that I'm going to be making. Okay. This is your basic thing that you can do for your broth. I'm going to add some more water. Just to cover the ingredients, because cover it. So if you're making this with bones, you may notice that after you put it in the fridge, it looks kind of like Jello. So that's just means that you have really good broth because it's the collagen from the bones that's giving you all that nutrient. So that's the gold standard for a good chicken broth or beef broth. Is the fatness, the level of gelatin. It looks gross. Sounds gross if you're not used to seeing your broth like that. But that's one of the flavors. So Heidi, do you make your own chicken broth or vegetable broth often?
Actually, what I do, I go to the Amish store. Tonight I have the thing I'm actually looking up. I wanted to give some benefits in here of the different ingredients you're using. I'm trying to get this photo thing to work, but most of the time I use Amish. It has oh, what is it called? It's the base. The base of it in the Amish store up where I have camp at. They have the base, and then you just add it in. It is so good. So most of the time.
Is it a powder or is it like just, okay, so it's like a soup base.
Yeah, it's soup base. And the only reason too is because before, I know my dad used to always make it when I was younger with the chicken and stuff, but with the bone, sometimes I'd find bones in it. So I started getting real particular, like what I do, and just a quick thing for people out there that don't have time or they just want to do like a quicker one. One of those rotisserie chickens is so good once you have the base and you got your vegetables all done and stuff, and to put that in there because the flavor is so good, and you just peel it off the bone. That way you know you're not getting any bones in it. It has a really good flavor.
And the chicken's already cooked, so you save time.
Yeah. If
you eat the chicken and you save the bones to make broth. Perfect. Yeah. That's brilliant. As far as seasoning, I like to season my broth with, so this is not the original jar. I reuse jars, especially glass one. I don't know if anybody else does that. But this is not duck fat. This is a mushroom seasoning. So it's a very flavorful type of salt, but using mushroom extract. It gives it that extra umami. I get this in a big package, and it's called mushroom seasoning. And then it's in the Asian grocery store, but there's Trader Joe's, who I think is a national brand. You might have that. In the East Coast, they have these umami seasoning, which is basically mushroom seasoning in a smaller container. So I use this in place of salt. If you want like a different flavor. I also use fish sauce. I don't know, are you guys familiar with what fish sauce is or have heard of it?
What is it called? Fish sauce? F-I-S-H?
Yeah, fish sauce is common in Southeast Asian cooking, especially Vietnam is, I think, the number one producer of fish sauce. It's basically anchovies and salt, and it's aged so that it gets that really intense saltiness from the fish and the salt. So it sounds scary because it's fish sauce, and good fish sauce has a potent smell to it, but I grew up eating this, so this is also a good seasoning to put into broth.
Yeah, that's different. That's because it's nice when you get the salt from your ingredients rather than adding salt to it.
Yeah.
I'm a big one. Like, I don't even really use salt anymore. I just use garlic salt pretty much for everything.
Okay. Yes. And and when you cook bacon too, if you like bacon has that saltiness. You can use that as your seasoning, and it's bacon flavor. So
I mean, it's good.
Yeah. So this is going to simmer and cook for a while. So when your broth is done, when your chicken is done, so however long that takes. You're using chicken breast, so it may take this faster. So just,
You think mine will be faster?
I know where Dad is.
My son, I need to turn on his computer so that he can leave me alone. So narrate among yourselves. All right, take it away.
So, you guys put turmeric in it?
Turmeric, this is actually my first time making it, so back up, Lisa. This is actually my first time making it, so I'm gonna put this seasoning right here. It's Adobe all-purpose seasoning with cumin. Put that in it, and then I think my wife was telling me I can use sage. I think it was sage that she said. I just want like a general taste. Nothing too fancy, but just a general flavor.
Right. And you can add any type of seasoning you want. Just make sure you taste it first. You don't want to overpower it with too much of one ingredient. So that's why I just cook it plain and then I season it afterwards. But there's no one right way to do things. It's just a matter of preference and what works for you. So sometimes people add mayonnaise to it. Don't need to add too much to my soup if it's not like Indian type of or a curry. So how much turmeric do you add, Heidi?
Well, I never really put it in my soup. I do it and I cook it with other things, but I will try it when I get on my recipes, but I do use it quite a bit. And just to give a little history from it, because, we was talking about to give a little bit about the ingredients for that.
Yeah. Hold on a second, Heidi. Could you show us your face if it's possible? Can you show us your face?
That's what I was trying to get on, and that's what I'm trying to work with here.
Okay, if you can't, but that's fine. No worries.
Yeah, I don't know, for some reason it was giving me a hard time getting on tonight, and I'm trying to switch some things here. That's why I've been kind of
no worries. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, that where'd it go? Go ahead, continue. I'm still working on this.
Okay. So it's how long has it been? What time is it? It's 4:25 my time. So what do we put this on, like 10 minutes ago? It's starting to boil, and you can see like the scum coming up. So you scoop that out later. But this is looking good, looking good. And so just while we're waiting for it to boil, I make a Vietnamese pho using these spices. So if you're ever wanting to try the Vietnamese beef soup or the chicken pho, this is the spices that you would use. It comes in a package like this, or you can get the individual spices. So it's basically anise seed, cinnamon, cardamom, fennel. So this is like this one or something. Like all these spices, you put it in a spice bag. And this is star anise. Just like a very,
I think I'm freezing up.
really nice smell.
I'll give you oranges.
Okay, what?
Here. It's really starting to smell good in here. Wow. It's starting to boil too. Look at this. Wow. That smells.
So it's like normally with just the bones, you can let it simmer for hours if you want, especially with a beef stock. Let it simmer. But yeah, see, it's coming.
Yeah.
And you can like scoop out the scum.
Scoop out what?
The scum. You see that on my pot? There's that white stuff. That's scum. From the bones and from the meat. But when you can just take a little bit of a ladle or something or a spoon, you just scoop it off. So
could that be from like that's from the chicken?
From the chicken, the bones mainly.
Okay.
A lot of times you can prevent this if you parboil the meat. That's like just pre-cooking to get rid of the impurities.
Okay.
But we didn't do it, so it's
if I were to add seasonings, would now be the time to add it?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're gonna take out the veggies.
Oh, okay.
It's still cooking. Yeah, we're not done yet.
Don't be fooled by the good smells. I have to still wait. It's not time to eat yet. It ain't time to eat yet.
It's not time to eat yet. You want to make sure your chicken is done. That's the minimum time it has to cook. So the way to find out, do you have a thermometer?
I don't know.
You can do that, or you can just cut into the chicken breast and see if it's done.
Yeah, I'll just cut into it. I don't know if we have one. We probably do somewhere. Oh, excuse me.
Let's see.
I'm excited. I've never made soup before, besides not cutting vegetables and and this and this.
You've never made it from scratch, right?
No.
It's not. So how does it compare to your previous experience of this versus using?
Yeah. Again, it feels very creative. It feels, to cut the vegetables and to go through that whole prepping process, and then the timing of it. Like I knew what my day was. I know I got my daughter. I know my wife, she's not here right now. I knew I had to take Courtney to work at a certain time. So I knew I had to go to the grocery store, to get a few items, the last minute items that I wanted to get. So Issa took a nap. So I had to, so there was so much timing of things that went into it.
Right.
And to get to this point, it's actually pretty exciting.
You've been in anticipation all day. Is that right?
Basically.
Okay, so the internal temperature of chicken when it's done is 165. So you want to be, when you're cooking with raw meat, raw chicken and stuff, you need to make sure that there's food safety so you don't get food poisoning. Yeah. Or salmonella or anything like that. We don't want that to happen. So, the only way to know is using a temperature. do you call this? A thermometer, a meat thermometer, or one of these. Stick it in. And so this says 190 something. So check. So you don't want it to be raw because chicken cannot be raw. You get sick. Okay. Yeah. So can you see this? So this is called, so you can get any type of thermometer, just as long as you can stick it into the meat. So this is the ThermalWorks thermopen. I like it because you just stick it in and it tells you the digitally what it is. But you can also go old school and one of those old ones. Yeah. So just a tip, check the temperature of your meat. You know exactly if it's safe or not. But you can also do what I told Courtney earlier, look at the inside by cutting it out.
Guys, I gotta go get something out of my freezer, so give me 1 second. I think I'm getting it.
It's smelling good, Courtney.
Yeah, it does smell good. It smells amazing. So right before this live, I went on our breakfast club that we have, that we're going to be doing a talk next month on sleep. Allie Fit, she did a fitness class, and she invited me to join. And man, it was at 6 o'clock. So I literally just finished up like 10 minutes before jumping on here.
Okay, so you have an appetite, is what you're saying.
I do have an appetite, for sure. Yeah, she's a very good trainer.
Where does she do her class? Is it on Facebook?
It was on Zoom.
Okay.
Yep.
Does she do this every week, or what's the duration?
Yeah, she does a class on Wednesdays. I think she does a class on Saturdays also. One of the classes she does is yoga, and the one that she did today was glutes, abs, something else. She calls it GALS. I think G is for glutes, A is for abs, L is for something, and S is for something. But it was a full body workout. I mean, awesome music. We're dancing. The ab workout was fantastic. It was. So yeah.
I got 8,600 steps. So today,
wow.
I take my son to occupational therapy. So it's usually an hour. So a lot of times I just sit in the car and play Instagram. But
play Instagram.
Today I decided to walk around the block. I did it twice. So
8,600 steps. That's great. That's
so I didn't get all 8,600 steps, but I got the majority. I think 7,000 steps.
Wow.
And then I did my jumping jacks in the parking lot. I was able to do 70. Today is 105. I did 2/3 of it. So right now I'm taking out my chicken drumsticks.
Okay.
In the colander. Okay. Because I don't want the chicken to overcook.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just cut my breast in half, and just kind of take a look at what it looks like.
Take a look. It's in the book. It's reading rainbow. Oh, is that Heidi with her pot boiling? What you got cooking there, Heidi?
Hey, good looking.
I had to unmute it now. I'm gonna add some onion. I wanted to show you, this here is I don't know if you can see. This here is that base. You can flavor. Yeah, it's the flavor, and it is so good.
So it's like similar to like a chicken bouillon or one of those chicken.
Yeah, sort of,
broth.
but it has, it has,
but it's better.
Yeah, it has all the different like healthy ingredients. The parsley, just to read, what does this one have? Parsley, cottonseed oil, chicken fat, onion powder, turmeric, dehydrated chicken meat, parsley, spice.
A lot of stuff going on in there. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
we're like all steaming up here.
I know.
It's hot and steamy.
What?
I'm gonna turn down
I don't
want it to overboil. So I have my chicken. I already took it out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shred it or cut it. So I'm going to remove all the meat and then save the bones. So I can either add it back into my stock, my broth, or I can save it for next time.
Okay.
So if I'm going to like make this broth a second time, I'll use bones. And then I can add fresh vegetable or use the same vegetables just to be like maximize the life of the vegetables. But it's still good. You can still get a lot out of it. So I'm trying to be frugal. Stretch. That's what my mama told me. Don't waste.
I'm hearing some.
Always use the bones. I'm going to use bones to make the broth.
Here. Go. Here.
So here's what the chicken looks like. Nice and tender. I like the dark meat, so it's juicy. I eat the skin too, but you don't have to eat the skin if you don't like skin. But here's the bone, so I can throw that back into the broth. Then I have 4 more I can just cut up. How's your chicken looking, Clark?
It's good. I'm taking it out right now. And then what? I guess I'll take it out and cut it.
Yeah, cut it. Your cabbage. Did you already add your cabbage?
Yeah, I already added the cabbage.
Okay. Check to see if it's probably
see
done.
if it's red.
Yeah, because you don't want it to be too mushy.
Okay.
Especially if it's like a delicate vegetable like cabbage or spinach. Unless you like mushy. Mushy?
Yeah, I don't mind it like that.
Yeah, so if you're cool with that, then cool.
I mean, there's so many things in here. I didn't even realize it was going to fill up like this. This is a lot. I mean, I guess I could even add more if I wanted to, more cabbage.
Cabbage, that's going to be like your filler. I mean, like kind of act like the noodle, right?
The cabbage.
Yeah. So what do you get chicken noodle soup at restaurants and stuff?
I usually my choice of soup is not brothy soup. I like creamy soup, which is usually more calories because it's whatever. But
it's got the cream.
Yeah, it's got the cream. I rarely will buy chicken noodle soup. Because if I'm buying soup, I'm gonna buy a creamy based soup. That's what I like.
So what is that, like a clam chowder or like broccoli cheddar?
Like a cheese potato soup. I like broccoli and cheddar soup when I eat it. I like French onion soup.
So you know what? You can make it now.
Yeah.
You have the broth. Like, so when you have the broth already prepared, it expedite the soup making process by that much, because you don't have to spend an hour making your broth.
Right.
Just use the broth that you created. And I like to save the excess in a jar that you can freeze if you make a lot. Or you can put it in like ice cube tray to make it small portions, just so that you don't have enough space in your refrigerator or your freezer. And it's just easy to throw stuff in, like, so you, like a recipe calls for a cup of broth, or like, okay, that could be like 4 ice cubes or however big your ice cube is. I just tasted the chicken. It's so good.
Yeah?
Here's my chicken drumstick. Nice and juicy.
Nice. Nice.
That's how I make usually all my chicken, is with that or in the water. Boil it. It tastes, and then at the end when it gets a little bit like there's water at the bottom, I'll do garlic salt and pepper, and it'll almost make a little sauce.
Okay.
So with the meat juice that you're that comes from your chicken after you slice it, add it back in. That's the good stuff, man. The chicken juice.
Chicken juice, huh?
Yeah, so don't throw that away. It's the good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see the color of the vegetables, especially the celery. It's not bright green anymore. It's kind of like a lighter green now.
Yeah.
So that means that it's like the stuff has been extracted and you're getting good stuff. And check the carrots. Is it soft or is it still got like some give to it?
What am I checking? Check what?
Just check your vegetables. Are they soft or are they like, what do you notice? Have they changed color, texture from when you put it in?
Yeah.
They're still a little hard. You could tell with a fork or a knife. If you can pierce it, it's getting softer.
Yeah, so because I use chicken, you can see like the fat bubbling up. So that's where the flavor is. I don't know if you can see that from my food cam. Hey, Patricia.
Hello. Looking good, everyone.
Hi.
What's happening?
Oh, nothing much.
You would be proud.
Looking good.
She's like, woohoo!
Can't wait to taste.
Yeah. Cutting up my chicken right now. Chicken is done.
Yeah, so did you scoop out the scum?
Mine didn't have any.
It's because you don't have the bones, so I think chicken breast won't have that.
Okay.
I'm taking pictures as I go. Are you doing that?
Yeah.
You learn well, my apprentice.
You know what? When you said that, it made me think about, oh shoot, I forgot to hit the record button. So I looked at it and I said, oh, it's recording.
I got you. Well, 45 minutes in.
Right. That is right.
All right.
So clearly, this meal takes longer than some of the other meals, maybe just because of the boiling of the boiling part of it.
Yeah, you're extracting the stuff from your vegetables to make the broth, and normally we use, last week we made butternut squash and we used the stuff in the box, the pre-made broth.
Yeah.
Right. So this time instead of using the box, we're making our own.
Right.
So like, you can do this the night before or the morning and just keep it at super low temperature. So the longer you cook it, the more intense the flavor is.
And you can cook it in like a slow cooker or.
Yes, slow cooker. That's a good way to do it. Or you can do it in a pressure cooker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like when I still do this before. You know, I would put all the ingredients in my pressure cooker, and then cook it, and then go to work. And then when I come home, it's already done. I just have to scoop out all the veggies and stuff. And I only use bones because I don't want to overcook. But you know, you come back and you have like a nice broth, and then you can add in your noodles and whatever protein you got, and that's like, you know, a hot meal there that really didn't take that much effort. It was just the chopping and you putting it in, and so a nice time saver for sure. Okay, so I'm going to start taking out vegetables that I'm not going to be eating. So, but I'm going to leave the cauliflower and the leeks because that's what I'm going to be eating. So I'm going to take out the daikon.
You're going to eat that later or boil it again?
I'm going to use it again.
Okay.
And then I'll share it in the group to see, you know, it will be less intense because it's, you know, all the good stuff is in the first batch.
Okay.
But it's still going to be good. Right, so here's the chicken bone, and I'll just take it out.
So because your vegetables, you cut yours big enough so that you can easily take yours out. I actually cut my vegetables. I guess if I wanted to take things out, it would be probably harder because mine blended so much because I cut small.
Okay, well you can eat it. It's not.
Yeah, I am gonna eat it.
Just eat
it. Definitely gonna eat it.
It's not a big deal.
Right.
You're just getting extra veggies.
Yep.
Which is good. We can all use veggies. I mean, technically, I can eat these carrots, but
just save them. You're gonna just save them this time, huh?
Yeah.
So should I at this moment should I add some chicken back in here?
No. Start seasoning it. Taste it.
Oh, okay.
So right now it's gonna be bland because it didn't have any seasoning.
Oh, okay.
So just add your whatever seasoning you're using. Are you going to be using salt? Or are you going to be using that? I don't know what you're using. Whatever you're using.
Okay. And then after I season it, then I can add it back in.
Because again, you don't want it to be overcooked. You know, I don't know about you, but I don't like overcooked chicken breast.
Yeah, it ends up like rubber.
Yeah, rubber doesn't sound good. Rubber's good for tires.
So basically,
right.
so you don't add the chicken back into this at all. When you just make soup, like make a bowl of soup and then add chicken into your bowl.
Yeah, so you boil it. So you can add the chicken in at the end, or you can do it separately each time you heat it up. It's up to you, but like the main cooking part, like right now, you do the seasoning part. You just want the broth and the veggies that you're keeping in here.
Okay.
That's how I do it. I don't know, other people might do it differently.
Okay.
It's just one method.
Okay.
I mean, I would be curious to know how does your mom make, or your auntie make chicken broth?
I don't know. My mom makes. I don't really remember eating a whole lot of chicken noodle soup. I mean, we ate things that were much more heartier than this. Like to me, I mean, my mom would make cabbage. So She would make greens.
How do you make cabbage? Or what? How does she make her cabbage?
I would imagine something like this. I would imagine.
Okay, well, I'd be curious to know if her mom did it, your grandma, parents, or just see what's their method is on how to make a homemade broth. Okay, so I just added like a pinch of my mushroom seasoning, and it tastes really good. But so it's always taste and adjust. I'm gonna add a little turmeric because Heidi speaks so fondly of it.
Yeah. It's wonderful seasoning.
What the heck?
It's pretty strong.
Yeah, so I'll add a little bit. And can you tell us what the benefits of turmeric again?
It's a anti-inflammatory. It helps with any inflammation. And that basically, I mean, that is a huge part of it.
Yeah. And it gives you that beautiful yellow color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the cumin too.
Daddy, please. Yes, I'm sure, Daddy.
So like you can taste the natural sweetness of the broth based on just the vegetables and the chicken. I don't know about you, Courtney, can you taste how sweet the broth is?
Yeah, I'll taste it.
I mean, in comparison to when you use the box stuff.
Let me check it out.
If you can tell the difference.
Check it out.
Adding a little bit more cauliflower.
It's also too helps with healthy joints. For healthy joints, yeah, and like I said, it's an antioxidant superfood.
It is good. It is pretty good. The broth.
Really, there's no comparison. If you taste this and you do a taste test with the box stuff, there's no comparison.
Yeah, it's hot though.
This was one of my favorites when I go out. I order this one, wedding soup or vegetable beef.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
It's hot.
I just see it.
All right, I'm gonna add my chicken back in, my chicken drumsticks, just so that it warms up because it's almost ready. Heidi, are you doing a noodle soup or just the chicken vegetable?
I just did the cabbage to substitute for the noodles.
Okay.
Yeah, to make it hearty.
Hearty, yeah. And I love how we're all making like a chicken soup, but it's all a little bit different.
Yep.
And that's perfectly fine, right? So what I'm gonna use for my noodle is Miracle Noodle. So this is a fettuccine style. It's 0 carbs, 0 calories.
Leave it alone.
And how does that happen, right? So it's made from konjac flour, which is root or something, but this is a common type of noodle in Japanese style. And Miracle Noodle is one brand. There's others. It's called shirataki noodles. Have you ever heard of that?
You have?
You have?
Yeah. Yep.
Did you ever use it?
We've had them before. I know my wife is on. I know she's on the call there. She could probably speak more about it, but definitely sounds like something that we've had before.
Okay.
Shirataki.
Not the mushroom kind. This is the noodle kind. So this is what it looks like. This is fettuccine style. It's the batter cut, and you don't have to cook it. It's ready, just out of the package. You just rinse it.
Can I see that? Can you put it up to the thing?
The noodles or the package?
The noodles.
Okay, okay. This?
Oh, okay. Okay, it's a little thicker. Yeah. They look like those glass noodles. But I mean,
glass, yeah. It looks like so these don't have any flavor because they take on the flavor whatever you're putting it in. So that's great. So that way you can, you know, just enjoy, you know, the broth or the stew or whatever thing that you're making. So letting this come to a boil, and then I'll add the noodles in there. So I can either add the noodle in there or just put it in a bowl and then pour the hot broth on top of it. It's just depends. So this package is going to be good for two people. Two people here. Yeah.
Excuse me.
So right now it's 56 after. We're almost ready to eat. This is not our usual, you know, cook and then eat right away. We have to work a little bit harder this time. But
Yes, a little bit.
The wait is worth it.
Yeah. Yes.
Wait is definitely worth it, and you know, you learn a skill that you're going to use forever in other recipes. You can make that. What is it? Potato cheddar soup that you're talking about, or
you know what's really good too? It's very popular in Turkey. My girlfriend's husband is from Turkey. Is lentil soup?
Okay.
With lentil, yeah, and they use it with the beef broth though.
It's like the different types of bones that you use changes the flavor profile. So it's fun to experiment. And you can use like neck bones, you know, knuckles, chicken feet, turkey, anything really. If you're adventurous, like go to your butcher counter and see if they sell bones. And buy
even
that.
a ham bone with the ham and bean and cabbage. That's very good.
Yeah. So
I like
now
ham
so now you see bones in a different manner, right? Bones.
I like ham and bean soup. That's a good soup too.
Yeah, isn't that good?
Usually that one is more of a heartier soup too. Usually it's a little bit more creamier.
Right.
The
And
way
it
I
depends on
usually
what kind of beans, you know.
So is that like a pork stock or a beef stock for bean soup?
Is it for what? I'm sorry.
What kind of, like, do you use chicken broth or do you use like a pork broth or veggie broth? So I guess any broth, right? But if it's ham, then I'm thinking it's like a pork base.
Yeah, if you cook, like when sometimes we'll do like Christmas dinner, have the ham and then it has the big ham bone. We'll freeze or keep that. We'll do the ham bone and then boil that just like we're doing this, and then add, you know, the cabbage and the beans, and it's really good. Now it's a saltier, of course, because the ham, it has more sodium, but it's a saltier, you know.
It's good. That's a good soup.
Yeah. It's so not just good, it's good.
What's the origin of that soup? Is that like an American thing, or what's the origin of
You know what? I think that is. Hon, do you know what the origin of that is, the ham soup? Yeah. Well, I know it wouldn't be Middle Eastern because they don't eat pork. So,
Southern thing?
What's that?
Is that like a Southern comfort food?
I don't know. It's been popular here.
Right.
I'd like to look that up.
Go pick the kids first. Yeah.
Yeah, after my call's over. Okay.
I added turmeric to this, so it's got that nice, beautiful golden color to it. I add it in my miracle noodle. It's gonna do a taste test.
You can see that yellow in there. Nice oily to it.
It's the bone.
Yeah.
All right, give us a review.
Yeah.
I just did. No, it's the broth. Like, if you just eat like a Campbell's broth or just like regular broth, like it has a flavor, but like this, it's the best way I can describe it. It's got like an oily feel to it, like an oily flavor to it. That's just kind of like next level. Like you eat it and you just feel like you're eating something good for you.
That's called flavor.
Yeah.
Like it feels like you're eating something
Hearty.
whole. Yeah. Like something that's like
It's
awesome
good.
feeding you.
I mean, like once you taste the real stuff
It's like,
and you go back to the canned stuff or the box stuff,
Oh yeah, it's not even close.
you're like, what is this crap? So I'm going to plate this and then add a little bit of parsley, some greens on top, cilantro or whatever, to make it contrast. You know, we eat with our eyes.
Want to check out? Here's what mine's looking like here.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Lovely, lovely.
And Maya, this is good for us East Coast freezing people. Since you want to keep all the sunshine.
Cold right now. The sun's going down. Patricia, how is it? I mean, it's terrible weather here today.
Terrible.
No comment.
She's saying terrible, and it's like what, 65?
Jealous. Stop forcing me to. Be biased here.
All right, I bowled mine.
Oh my God, this looks so good, everyone.
Patricia, you got to come to my house. I'll bowl for you. So, and then you can add a little bit of pepper, brown pepper, to it.
Pepper.
Just gives it a nice purple color.
Cut some of these carrots.
You still gonna eat some?
No. She didn't like the broth.
What if you put chocolate in it? What if you put chocolate in it? How is the protein drink?
Exactly.
That shakes.
That would make a big difference too. What? You already tried. You didn't like it.
I feel some pepper in here. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I've never added turmeric to my soup, so this is new for me, Heidi. So thanks for the encouragement.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So I don't know if you can see. This is my bowl. Let me get my spoon.
You know, and I think if everybody knows the health benefits in it, it makes you love food even more, like better food.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
You know, like sitting there like,
Oh, yeah.
carrots is good for your eyes. This is good for, you know.
And to be able to pair it all together, you know.
Right.
Pretty cool.
And if
Well,
not
everybody's-
just like not just like the amount or nothing. It is the quality, the cooking, the presentation, and the taste. You know, just I guess it makes you sit down and appreciate the little, you know.
Yeah, savor it because you put all the hard work into it.
Right.
All right.
Delicious.
What's yeah. Oh, yummy. Cheers, you guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh man.
Awesome. Well done.
Drop the mic. We're done.
Thank you, Mai.
Yeah.
Let's take a group picture before we go.
1 second here. Cheers. Salute.
Oh, what are we doing? We're doing the spoon in the mouth.
That's it.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Cute. Mrs. Jacobs.
Yes.
It's just because you don't have soup. Can we see your face or no?
There you go, Mai. Wanting to bust me out.
Oh, that is your background?
What?
And here I thought you was chilling in your car.
Sitting very still. That's a really nice picture.
Well, thank you.
All right, guys.
Oh,
That's
tastes
it.
good.
Have a good night. See you guys tomorrow for Rambosa African dancing.
Yeah, at noon
Awesome.
Eastern. All right.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Good night,
Maya.
everyone.
Good night.